A fellow is a yeshiva student who was really a great scholar, went for a probe, for interview to be a rabbi of a community. So it was a very, very wealthy student that gave him his brand new Cadillac, and he told him, when you go for the interview, park my car at the front of the synagogue, so people on the search committee for rabbi will see that you have a brand new caddy, and they give you proper respect. And it turns that really they're all very impressed with his car, because unfortunately in our society there are some people who impress with this type of things. He gave him his car, he gave him a gorgeous brand new French designer suit and tie, and the fellow got the job. So when he came back, he returned the car, and then he asked him, did you give me also the suit and the tie as a gift, or you want me to bring it back? And he said, all right, you got the tie, but the suit you have to, the jacket, the suit, you have to give me back. The point is, there is a concept that's called kvod chavero. You wanted people to respect someone, so you do a lot of things for his honor. And the big question, after it's all said and done, is that his or you want it back? So this is part of our discussion today. We're going to speak first about the statement Rabbi Dr. ben Yaakov made in the Mishnah. The question is that a nidrei zeruzin, which means if you have the vow that it creates a motivational vow, which we discuss in the past several days, or not. So we're going to study today page 24. We start with page 23b, 2 lines from the bottom of the page. Ibayalu pliger al Rabbanan alei de Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, or lo? So the question is, when you have this statement, is the sages disagree with Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov in the Mishnah or not? Because the question is that form of neder? Just to refresh our memories, it was some type of negotiation. Remember the story with the merchant? You have a fellow that goes before the merchant, and the merchant wants X amount of money. The fellow starts back and forth negotiation, and eventually they reach a point of understanding that that's the way it's going to be. So the Ran explains that this is a manner of negotiation, that it's the way it is or not. Especially if someone said, okay, you cannot eat by me if you, or they forcefully ask someone to go and eat by them otherwise, and so on. So is that manner of people, colloquial language that people speak or not? So they said, the big question is that manner of neder or vow, or it's not? If you tell me that they are disagree with him, so the halacha is follow Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov or not? So we try to reconcile this predicament with a statement from the Mishnah on page 63b. Tashma ditnan. We learn the Mishnah as follows. Ha'omer lechavero, if someone said to his friend, 24, konam she'eini, or the Ran said she'ani nehena lecha, אי אתה נוטל לבנך קור של חיטים ושתי חביות של יין. So he basically said that I make a benefiting to you in konam, that you will not benefit from, that you will not accept from me 4 your son this manner of core, which is it's a measurement of wheat and 2 barrels of wine as a gift. And his friend refuses the gift. So the Gemara said, "Harei ze devourer yachol le'atir et nidro," can annul his vow, shelo al pi chacham, without going before a Torah scholar, halachic authority. Sheyachol omar lo, that his fellow can say to him, "Klum amarta ela bishvil kvodi, zehu kvodi." You do that in order for people to see that I'm important for you, because you wanted to give me a gift. My gift, my honor is not to accept gift. The people who see that you want to give me and I refuse, that's the honor. It's a disputation among the rabbis if it meant to say that he wants to have the honor by refusal or the other way around. Anyway, Ta'ama de'amar zehu kvodi. My honor is for not accepting gifts. Halav hachi. But if you do not have this type of statement, for example, Nachlat Moshe said, if his fellows said, "I refuse to receive this type of gift because I don't want to have this type of kavod, this type of honor." Nederhu, this is a total manner of vow. Money, to whom this Mishnah matched, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. If you tell me that these follow the view of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, Nidrei Zeruzinavi, it is a total motivational Nedarim, and as a result, the Neder should be null, total nullified, even if his friend does not insist that this is my cover, this is my honor. Shma mina pligei Rabbanan alei. So you derive from that the sages disputed of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, and they hold that this is not a motivational neder. And if the fellow said, "This is not my honor," you have chalot neder. So basically you see here as a conclusion that the rabbis disagree with him and hold that the vow is of exoration are also considering a vow. So the Gemara rejected that notion and said, "Le'olam Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakovi." The truth is that this Mishnah is authored even by Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. So here you ask why this manner of vow is not null as by itself the same way as the Mishnah referring to a motivational neder. ומודה רבי אלעזר בן יעקב בחי דנידרא הווי דאמר לי לא כלבה דענה דמתהנינה מנך ולא מתהנית מיני. In a way, it's some type of slang. He said, "I'm not a dog that I should benefit from you without you benefit from me." So again, this is Tosfot Ishnim said that that's the way Cyrus, right, your dog does. That you give him food and he's not in return gives you anything, right?
He gives me lots of love.
Lot of love. Oh, Zoigatus. Okay. So the Ran have two explanations. One of them is that the vower wants to give his friend such a gift, or he get a gift in the past for him. Anyway. So the idea is, some say that he doesn't want him to feel like a dog. Anyway, Tashma omer lechavero. How do you know how the dog feels? Anyway, Tashma omer lechavero konam she'ata nehnet li. So he said, the konam, whatever benefit you might derive from me, im I ata noten livni, as the Ran said, if you might derive from me, which is meaning the young son that still is, the one said, dependent on me, still a minor that depend on my support. קור של חיטים ושתי חביות של יין. The same way that it's a core of wheat and two barrels of wine. Rabbi Meir Omer, Rabbi Meir said, אסור. So that's the way Bach had. So this fellow cannot derive benefit from him. Not everyone hold that, but anyway, עד שייתן, until he give to his son this gift of the vow. וחכמים אומרים, אף זה, even this vow, יכול להתיר את נידור שלו על פי חכם. He can make a annul for his vow even without the annulment, the involvement of the halachic authority, שיכול לומר, because he can say, הריני כאילו התקבלתי, I hereby consider it as though I received the gift from you. Tama de'amar, the idea is of the nullification of the vow, it's because the vower said, הריני כאילו התקבלתי. He said that it is as I have received the gift. So therefore, the t'nai, the stipulation, fulfilled. Ha-lav hachi. But when you do not have this, nederhu, it's a total matter of vow. Mani, to whom this Mishnah follow. I Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, if you tell me that these follow the view of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, you have an issue. Because according to him, good morning, how was our chef? Our top chef, right. So according to him, even the Neder did not say, הריני כאילו התקבלתי, so that vow is nullified. Because he holds that this type of neder, it's considering nidrei zeruzin have, is a motivational nedarim. And the neder should be therefore null, even if it does not say it is as if I have received. So you see here the language that sometimes people are motivated each other by using this term, which is a dangerous term, but they use it. El alav Rabbanan, you have to say that he followed the sages, and we can therefore learn from this that uplige, that disagree with Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, and they hold that this type of vow is not part of the motivational vows, and only if the vower said hareini keilu itkabalti, so it's like as I have received the gift, so then the vow is null, because otherwise it's considering a kiyum tnai, that is fulfillment of this stipulation. So the Gemara rejected that, said no, you cannot prove from here that the sages disputed Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. לעולם רבי אליעזר בן יעקב ומודה רבי אליעזר בהי דנדרה הווי, this circumstance that the vower intend to a total vow and not only to motivate this fellow. Why? Because look at the language. משום דאמר לי, because he said to him, לאו מלכה אנא דמהננה לך ואת לא מהנה לי. It's like a language that people said, I'm not a king that I provide benefit to you and you do not provide benefit to me. So consequently, the intent is not simply to encourage him, but rather to actually take a vow. So Avraham ben Minahar said, that's the manner of, in ancient time, the kings used to do it. They give a gift without getting any receipt from that. That's part of the privileges or the joy of the king. So the Rosh explains that you have to derive the whole idea that is a total manner of vow, because it's like you're expecting something. It's not that it's one-way street, it's two. So it's not the same as our Mishnah. You cannot juxtapose it to the Mishnah that speaks about small favor that the person don't care for. Amar lemar kashisha brid Rav Chizda. Rav Chizda have two sons, they have the same name. The old one is called Kashisha, the oldest one, the other one is called Yenuka, the youngest one. Like in America you call it junior, right? So anyway, Rav Ashi Tashma, we learn from the Mishnah on page 27. Nidrei onasin, that you have a matter of vow that impeded by circumstances beyond one's control, which do not require dissolutions. So it's not, you do not fulfill this matter of vow. If the fellow said to him, my estate is prohibited to you, and that you should not eat with me if you don't come and eat with me. V'chalahu or chalabno, and God forbid he became ill or his son became ill. So it's like one of those situations. So he couldn't come and eat. So he said, Oshik vonahar, or for example, he have the big river that prevented him from keeping his appointment. So from the word of Mishnah, what we derive, that because this condition happened by beyond person's circumstance, so therefore the vow is not fulfilled. Halavache, if it wasn't such a press circumstance, and the one who is the mudar, the one who accepted the vow, did not come out of his will, which means the one that imposed the vow did not come from his will. Neder is a total manner of vow. Money, who is the one who holds this Mishnah? Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, Zeiruzinabe. If you tell me that this is the view of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, that is part of motivational vow, that one said, if you don't come so and so, I remove you from so and so. El alav Rabbanan, you have to say that this view followed the sages who disputed to him, uplige, and you derive from that the conclusion that they disputed Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, and they hold that is a total manner of vow. So the Gemara said, Le'olam, the truth of the matter, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, that this Mishnah follow Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. However, Umi savar de adrei mazmena lezmina, do you hold that in the case here, the host took a vow with regard to the potential guest? So that's basically the way we explain it, is the way of the Ran. But there are others like the Rashash and Shalmei Nedarim and Tosfot and Shita Mekubetzet that go differently. Anyway, lo, dezmina adrei lemazmena. Here you have the invitee causes the inviter to declare the neder against him as follow. How? The Amar Lei, because he said to him, the invitee had initiated the invitation and said to him, Mezamnat li lis'udatech. He said to him, it's almost like Kamsa and Bar Kamsa, right? He said to him, will you invite me to your feast? Amar Le'in, the inviter said to him and replied and said, yes. Neder ze alecha. So here is a strong, right? This neder is upon you, which means he declared that your possession forbidden upon me, or my possessions upon you, should all fail to attend your feast, to which I have solicited an invitation. Venadar, and the inviter accept the request and declare a neder against the invitee. V'chala hu shechala bno, o shikvo na'ar arel undrei onsin. Right, that he wants to impose opposite than the Kamsa Bar Kamsa, right? That he is beyond his circumstances, sick, he have a big river. So this is considered the Nedarim of circumstances beyond a person's control. You can't say that this is a motivational Neder. So we need another source. So the Gemara said, Tashma, come and see another proof. Yater al ken amar Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Furthermore, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov said, Haomer lechavero, if one said to his friend, קונם שאני ננער לך, אם אתה מתארח אצלי ותאכל לי מפת חמה ותשתה מכוס חמין, ועליי הקפיד נגדו. So he said, benefiting from you is konam for me, that you not lodge with me and eat hot bread with me and drink a cup of water with me, and the other becomes irritated to him because he was forcing him to do so, right? He doesn't want to, and he forced him. So there is a disputation. Shita Mikubeset said that he didn't say it clearly. He just did not make it a matter of vow, but he just generally refused that. Af elu nidre zeruzim. It's also considered a motivational vow. Velo du lo chachamim. But the sages did not agree with Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov in this matter. Mailo du lo chachamim. What do you mean by that? That did not agree with him. Love, it is, does it not. 24b, da'afilu bekamaita, even the first case of the Mishnah, they did not agree with him, where is the more reason for the neder to be deemed motivational. So, by the statement, lo du lo chachamim, it means that that's the Ram said in Shita Mikubeset that they disputed him. Disputer, ushmamina pligi rabanan alei. You derive from that the sages disputed Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, even the circumstance in the Mishnah. Shmamina, you derive from that the sages disputed Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, even the circumstance of the Mishnah, and they hold that if someone forbidden his fellow from eating with him, so it's considering a total matter of a vow, and meaning one forbidden his fellow that if he's not eating with him, so that's the final conclusion that Maya ve'ala. What's the final conclusion? Tashmad amar Ravuna alachak Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov v'chen amar Ravad Baraba alachak Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. So you see here that they disputed him, but we follow alacha Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Mishnah. Now we go to a different form of vows that one allow it even without annulment of an erudite, authoritative halachic sage. Nidrei havai. You have here a matter of vows of exaggeration. Amar konam im lo ra'iti baderech hazeh ke'olei Mitzrayim. He said, this produce is konam upon me if I did not see on this road as many people as those who were sent from Egypt. So it wasn't 60,000. So people sometimes exaggerate in the language. It means to say many. Im lo ra'iti nachash kekorat beit abad. If I didn't see a snake as large as a beam of a live press. So in these cases, the speaker did not intend to vow. He just used hyperbole to demonstrate a point. So in a way, other people understood it that the expression is not a literal expression, is just a language of exaggeration. Tana, נדרי הוואי מותרים, שבועות הוואי אסורים, כשם שנדרי הוואי מותרים, כך שבועות הוואי מותרות. It's different גרסאות here. היכדה משבועות הוואי. Give me an example of a manner of a שבועות, oath, that it's a exaggeration and it's forbidden. אילא אם אדם אמר שבועיים לא ראיתי בדרך הזה, if he said that oath, that will not see in this path. That's very similar to Mishnah in Tractate 29. Mid'am ka'amar. So is he saying anything? It's not, because there's no meaning in that language. It's stipulated something, and it doesn't express what is the manner of oath. So that's the way the Ranch said. the Ran add, אחרי יצתה שבועה לשקר. Anyway, אמר רבי דאמר שבועה שראיתי. רבי said an oath that I saw. So a person may exaggerate in a matter of oath the same as they vow. אמר לרבה, אם כן, למה לי למימר? What is the חידוש here? What the Braita needs to say it. ועוד דומיה דנדר קטני. This is similar to a case of neder of exaggeration. אלא אמר רבה, באומר יאסרו פירות העולם עליי. If someone said in the language of the exaggeration, all the produce of the world shall be forbidden to me, אם לא ראיתי בדרך הזה כל המצרים, by an oath that I did not see on this road as many people as those who were sent from Egypt. The same, the other one. So regardless if it's exaggeration or total untruthful statement, so Gemarrah said, אמר לרבינה לרבשי, if a person used this language of exaggeration, ודילמה היי גברא קינא דשמשני חזה, maybe the person said he saw an ant hill, like the large ant amount, והסיק לו ושמע עולה מצרים, and he used a simile language, like a language of euphemism. ושפיר משתבע, and therefore his language of oath is properly. So why do we say that this is an oath that is total vain? So the Rosh and others, the Ran, try to say that there is a manner of which people use an exaggeration day by day, that it's like one of those things that people use almost like a slang. The problem is that Torah said in the book of Shmot, in Aseret HaDibrot, in 10 Commandments, chapter 20, verse 7, that God will not erase, not forgive for someone who's used his name in vain. 25, Amar Lei, Rav Ashi said to Ravina, Ki mishtaba, when one make this type of oath, even like in the statement of the Braita, the Ran said that he said it by himself and did not say to him that he should make this oath for the others. Adata didan mishtaba. He swears according to our own understanding of the words he uses. Ve'anan lo maskina nafshei ashum shamani. And we do not ourselves give such a name to ants. So it means that if he took an oath that way, we basically understand that you refer to people like those who really left Egypt. So, and therefore Shvuat Avai is a manner of oath of exaggeration. Shulchan Aruch Yoreh De'ah in 232 said, vows of exaggeration are not considered a vow, since people often exaggerate to reinforce their words without intending to take a vow. Example of this include if one says about a certain item, it is konam if I did not see on the road the same number of people who left Egypt, or I saw a snake as big as a beam of an olive press, or a wall as high as the sky. So the Rama, citing the Tur and others, notes that if one says he stands by his statement and intends it is a vow, it is indeed a vow. But the Shach and the Taz hold that the vows of exaggeration are those in which the one vowing exaggerates, but this is a category that does not include vows consisting of total fabrication. But more on that you see also in the Rambam, Hilchot Shvuot, chapter 3, Hilchot Nedarim, chapter 4, and as we said, Shulchan Aruch Yoreh De'ah, 232.
Boyachem leshuloim, malachai yeshuloim, malachai